Hello all, welcome back. It is Wednesday, November 30th in the NBA. My 4 favorite picks are on the way. It is the final day in November. Let's end it with a bang. Let's talk about how yesterday went. We drank a little bit of juice, a 1-in-1 day. Jalen Brunson, under 10.5 rebounds plus assists, a no sweat bet. I think he ends with 6, only plays 18 minutes in a blowout. Now, on the other side, Luka Doncic, a no sweat bet either, as he has like 24 rebounds plus assists. Either way, we're drinking a little bit of juice today. I like this slate a lot better. And today we also have a parlay giveaway. And we have 2 giveaways, in fact. And we have a parlay I'll talk about at the end of the video. The payout's over $10,000. And if it hits, we're giving away $2,500 to one random subscriber, $2,500 to one random COS All-Star. Go down below, become a subscriber, and that's 100% free. And if you want to support the channel, become a COS All-Star as well. Now, like I said, we have 2 giveaways today. The second one, regardless of how the parlay does, we're giving away some Call on Our Shot merch. If you don't know exactly why I'm giving away some merch, just go to our Twitter at Call on Our Shot. You'll probably see why. I am a little bit sore for the people that are curious, but we're giving out some merch. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and comment in this video what type of merch you want. We obviously just released it. We got a hat, we got a t-shirt, we got a quarter zip. I'm wearing this t-shirt right now. Let me know whatever merch you want. I'll pick out a couple people and we'll give out some merch, and I'll be in contact with those people later on tonight or maybe tomorrow after everyone's already entered. But let's hop into today's slate. We have 13 games on. We got 4 plays, and we probably will have an added play or 2. I'll talk about maybe a couple options at the end of the video. But let's start with the best bet of the day. Going with this guy, Kyrie Irving, taking his over 23.5 points, currently minus 110 on DraftKings. Put a 1.5 units on his over. Now, I don't see this line moving. If it does, it might go up to 24.5, which would play at 1 unit. And, if somehow, Kevin Durant or someone gets ruled out, it would probably go up a lot. But I don't see that happening. And fun fact, Mr. Irving, under this line in 3 straight games. He's been scoring like 20, 22, and 20 points. So getting real close to it, just hasn't gone over. Now, in this game, Ben Simmons will be out, and so will Yuta Watanabe. But look, we're going to see this Nets team play probably only an 8-man rotation. We've seen Kyrie playing a lot of minutes, 38 plus minutes in the last 3 or 4 games. And Kyrie is a guy that can go out there and score 50 points on any given night. And maybe tonight is that night, but we are asking for is 24 points, and that would be below his season average, averaging 24.5 points per game. And last game versus Orlando, we saw Kevin Durant go out there and score 45 points. Like, they didn't need Kyrie to go out there and score a ton. He still scored 20. And if there's anything I know about this Durant and Irving matchup or guard, duo, it's that when one guy has a good game one game, everyone starts to ride that guy's over, then the next game the next guy has a good over. So maybe this is a little bit of an alternation game, and maybe we see Kyrie Irving step up. And I think it's a great matchup against the Wizards, a team that has struggled really defending in general, but also against guards. In the Wizards last game, we saw them allow 29 points to Anthony Edwards. Then off the bench, Jalen Noel of the Timberwolves had 23 points in just 25 minutes. Now, the Wizards I'm not going to say they're going to make life difficult on Kevin Durant, but they at least have some bodies that can have a chance. They got Denny Avdija, a decent defender. Kyle Kuzma, a decent defender. And look, they got Monte Morris and Bradley Beal, the 2 guys that might guard Kyrie Irving. And I think Irving has a little bit of a better matchup. We've seen that take place over the last 5 games where Irving's taken on the Washington Wizards. He scored 30, 26, 28, 30, and 31 points, hitting the over in all 5 games. This is a guy in Kyrie Irving that's averaged 27 points per game in the last 3 seasons as a whole. Just find it highly unlikely he goes under 4 straight games. They rose his line a point despite continuously going under. I think Kyrie has a pretty good night. 23.5 points is a little too low. The over-under is 226, so they expect some points in this game. The Nets and the Wizards have had some very high-scoring games recently. While I don't know if that necessarily, I'm not saying to take the over. I think Kyrie Irving has a pretty good game. We'll take his over, 23.5 points. Best bet of the day, 1.5 units. Now, let's keep it moving. Before I get into my game pick of the day, I want to talk about this guy, and you'll probably recognize his name. Tyrese Halliburton, taking his over 31.5 points plus assists, minus 115 on PointsBet. I'd play this up to 32.5, and if you want to take his PRA line, I don't mind that either, although I'd probably lean towards an individual leg, like his over 19.5 or 20.5 points. Only playing this for 1 unit, though, for Mr. Halliburton, and it's pretty much just a passion play. I need Halliburton to go out there and show up, and I think he does. He makes his return to Sacramento, the team that obviously drafted him and then traded him away to Indiana last February. Now, look, he talked about that after that trade back, 9-10 months ago, saying how much that hurt him. He really liked the Sacramento community, and he really liked playing for the Kings, and then they just randomly traded him out of the blue. And while I'm not going to say the trade was not the greatest decision on the Kings' behalf, as the Kings are looking decent this year, I love this matchup for Halliburton. I think he comes back with a little bit of revenge on his mind. Now, the Kings are allowing the 5th most points per game to point guards. Obviously, that's Halliburton's position. And while we don't necessarily bet on, Halliburton to score 25 points, this would be a game that he could do it, especially if his field goal attempts are up and he has a little bit of an extra pep in his step. But the Kings also haven't faced a lot of passing point guards. You might look at, oh, they haven't given up a lot of assists to point guards. They really haven't faced a lot of good ones. I mean, the guy with the most assist chances versus this Kings team was Russell Westbrook about a couple weeks back, and he had 11 assists on 19 potential assists. Now, 19 potential assists might sound like a very high number. That'd be actually low for Halliburton, as over his last 10 games, he's averaged 12.8 assists per game on 24.2 potential assists. Look, he's a super fun player to watch if you've never watched Halliburton. I definitely encourage you to watch him. The over-under, the highest I think I've seen this season is at 240 on some books. They're expecting a lot of points, and Halliburton leads this Pacers team in drives per game at 14.7. The next highest is TJ McConnell, his backup, who won't be on the court with him at the same time. And then the next closest in the starting lineup is Buddy Hield with 7.1 drives per game. The Kings allowing the 5th most points per game in the paint, although they're basically tied with the 3rd and 4th team, so they could even be at the 3rd most points per game in the paint. And Halliburton coming off a season high 22 field goal attempts. He's been a wagon for this season, and it only feels right to take his over in his return to Sacramento. I love him. He's over this line in 6 of his last 10 games. Hasn't been as good on the road, but something tells me that he's going to play a little bit better today. Should be shooting a lot, should be facilitating for the team, and he's going to play about 35 to 38 minutes, potentially more. Rick Carlisle knows what to do. He's going to go put out Halliburton out there, best player on the team probably. So give me Halliburton taking his over, 31.5 points plus assists, only for 1 unit, just because 31.5 is a little bit of a high line, but I have faith in Mr. Tyrese Halliburton. We'll ride with him. Now let's get into my game pick of the day. Before we talk about one more player prop and then the parlay, taking the Cleveland Cavaliers, -3.5, currently -106 on Barstool versus the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, the Cavaliers are at home, and the Sixers still going to be without James Harden and Tyrese Maxey in this game. And the Cavaliers have some injuries of their own. Jared Allen is out, Kevin Love is out, plus a couple other guys. But I think they step up here, and the Cavaliers have been great at home. 8-1 straight up, and they're 7-1-1 against the spread. The best, both of those marks, the best in the NBA. Now, the Cavaliers are also coming off a loss to the Raptors when they were in Toronto last game. They only scored 88 points on 37.8 field goal percentage, 18.4% from 3. I think they won like 7 for 38 from 3. It was a brutal shooting night, and that's 2 straight games they have not shot the ball well from 3. So normally, like I've talked about earlier, the pendulum normally swings back. This is not a 18% shooting team from 3. This team has a lot of talented shooters, and I think they get it going. And you look at a Sixers team on a 3-game win streak despite missing some guys, and while 2 of those they've been playing not great competition, they are only 5-4 on the road. So they haven't been the greatest team on the road, and the Cavaliers have actually lost 5 straight versus the Sixers. Now we look at over their last 25 matchups against each other. We saw the Cavaliers have another 5-game losing streak in 2018 to 2019. The 6th game, they won by 14 points. Let's get a little bit of deja vu, a little bit of duplication of those efforts. The Sixers have been getting great production from guys like Shake Milton, D'Anthony Melton, Tobias Harris, all playing well, along with Embiid doing a good thing. But I just trust the Cavaliers a little bit today. I think this is the bounce back spot for them. I think the Sixers are doing a little bit of regression for those guys like Melton and Milton playing a lot of minutes. They're doing a little bit of regression in that regard. And Darius Garland is the key for this game because Darius Garland has stunk on the road this year. That's why we've seen the Cavaliers stink on the road, but I expect them to step up. The Sixers do not play great defense against guards, and I just think at the end of the day, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell should be able to outscore the Sixers team, and I like them a lot better at home. I know Jared Allen's not there. Evan Mobley will have his hands full against Joel Embiid, but I like Mobley to be a guy that can move his feet a little bit better against the Joel Embiid. Probably not bite on a lot of those pump fakes that Joel Embiid does to get guys into the air. I like his matchup a little bit better than Jared Allen, who normally guards Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid still could get his, but I like the home team at least by 4 or more points. Give me the Cavaliers -3.5. Now, let's keep it moving. My final player prop of this video. We might have an added play. Then we'll talk about the parlay giveaway. I know this one's not going to be loved by the comment section, so you can save it. You don't have to comment down below. But Giannis Antetokounmpo taking this under 32.5 points, -120 on FanDuel. Look, all right, I know the comments here. I'm not betting on a Giannis under. I understand. It's going to happen. It happens on videos that I don't even take a Giannis under. People don't want to take a Giannis under, and I understand. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take any of my plays. You can take his over. I don't care what you do. I like the under, and I'm going to give you reasons why. You can tail or you don't have to tail. It doesn't matter to me. Let's talk about Giannis and the Bucks, who are in Madison Square Garden taking on the New York Knicks. Now, look, I don't care who you are. Michael Jordan, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic. 33 points in an NBA game is incredibly difficult, especially when you're the number 1 option on that team. The teams are going to game plan for you and try to stop you at most. Now, for starters, there's so many reasons how Giannis could go under. It could be a blowout. He could shoot poorly. He could get in foul trouble. All of these things are likely, are possible, and even if he doesn't get any of those things, Giannis has struggled on the road this season. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Look at his 4 road games this year. He scored 21, 26, 25, and 25 points. And under in all 4 of those games, not even breaking 26 points. He needs 33 to hit this over. Now, last season, we saw a similar recipe. Giannis averaged 31.1 points per game at home, only 28.7 points per game on the road. That's over almost 2.5 point difference. The last 14 games against the Knicks date back to around, I believe, the start of the 2018 season, when obviously I think was his first. I don't know how many MVPs when his first one was, but it's when he's been dominant. He's averaged 28 points per game, going under this line in 11 of 14 games. I think 32.5, way too high for Giannis. Can he go out there and score 40 points? Yes. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo, but the statistics and the numbers aside on the under, and Giannis, I think his line should be about 30.5. He ends on 29, 30, 31 points. He's going to get close to the line. I won't say he's not going to score, 25 points today, but it's Giannis. I mean, 32.5 is just a little bit too high. The Knicks are going to try to game plan to stop him. Also, wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks, who blew out the Pistons yesterday, shooting very well from the field, get blown out today by the Bucks at home. That's just what the Knicks do. But the Knicks do have Mitchell Robinson, a very good rim protector. He can make life difficult on a guy like Giannis, and he won't be the primary defender. I think the Knicks will at least try to make someone else beat him. And I know Chris Middleton's not still there, but the line's too high, 32.5 points. I'll take the under. You can tail it or you don't. I don't need to see 150 comments, although I probably will take his under, 32.5 points, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now, as always, we might have an added play. I'm looking at a Jaren Jackson Jr. We love Triple J's over in points. He doesn't have a line just yet. Dylan Brooks, we'll see if he plays. I'm looking in that Spurs-Thunder game. That should be a high-scoring, competitive game. We don't have any lines for it because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander questionable, and the Spurs have their own injury issues, but maybe we'll add a play. Check the pin comment, as always, for any added plays. It's time for the parlay giveaway. 4 legs, $14 on this puppy, pays out over 10 grand. And as always, if this hits, giving like $2,500 to a random subscriber, $2,500 to a random COS All-Star. We're going to FanDuel. Player performance doubles. You can try to tail on other books, but player performance doubles on FanDuel are the way to go. And we got these 4 legs. Darius Garland, 25 points and a Cavaliers win. Look, we know I already talked about Garland plays a lot better at home. I consider his regular over in points. Hopefully he helps us cash this out and the Cavaliers get a win. You don't need him to cover, just get a win. 25 plus points. I know it's Darius Garland. He's very good. He's a COS Hall of Famer from last year. I think he gets it done. Kyrie Irving, 30 plus points and a Nets win. Like Kyrie, if he gets active and it gets hot, he could score 30 points and a half. This is how talented he is. I don't think the Wizards can guard him too well. I think Durant takes a step back today. Maybe we see Kyrie Irving step up against this Wizards defense. I think the Nets can win too at home. Although the Nets are a little bit sketchy of a team, but I think they can get the win. They're 6-point favorites. Now let's talk about D'Angelo Russell, 22 plus points and a win. Timberwolves to win. This is a little bit of an upset here, as the Timberwolves are underdogs, but they're only 3.5-point underdogs, despite not having Karl Anthony Towns and despite getting blown out in their last game. I think they step up. They always play the Grizzlies tough, and D'Angelo Russell always shows up against the Grizzlies, except for that matchup earlier this season. We don't want to talk about that one, but D'Angelo Russell is going to have to step up without Cat. Should shoot 15 to 22 times. It's a good matchup against the Grizzlies. I think he has a pretty good game. I'll take D'Lo's. Regular over 17.5, 22 plus points is not too crazy to ask for. And then Tyrese Halliburton, take us home. 14 assists and a Pacers win. Like, I know the Pacers also underdogs, but this is a team with Buddy Hield. This is a team with Tyrese Halliburton that a little bit motivated to take down this Kings team. And the Kings have been good this season, but is there a reason? I mean, we've seen the Pacers come back before. We've seen the Pacers play well. Halliburton been getting like 14 assists in his last 4 or 5 games, 5 of his last 6 games. He's certainly capable of getting done. Look, I'm sprinkling on it. $10 or $14 to win over 10 grand. We'll give away some money, hopefully, if it does hit. If you guys are tailing and this somehow hits, we're taking a lot of money from the sports books. But as always, those are my favorite plays of the day. If we add a play, you can check it out down below in the pinned comment section. And as always, if you want to enter that merch giveaway, just hit that subscribe button and comment down below whether you want a t-shirt, a hat, a quarter zip, and I'll pick a couple people out of the comment section probably tomorrow morning. But that's the time to shout out some COS All-Stars. Hopefully the parlay hits so we can give out some money to our COS All-Stars. We got a couple new ones. We got Daniel, we got Andy, we got Sharon, we got Precious J, we got Valentin Mack, and we got KJ Lars. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Appreciate you guys always for supporting the channel. So, in summary today, we're cashing out our 4 plays, potentially a 5th. We're cashing out the parlay giveaway. We're giving away some merch, and if we have any added plays, you can check them out in the pinned comment section. As always, appreciate you guys. It's tomorrow's Thursday, so our Bills Patriots Thursday Night Football Best Bets video will be live later tonight. I'll be posting my NFL Week 13 Best Bets video tomorrow, probably around noontime. Appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Action-packed video. Have a great Wednesday. Don't bet too many bets. Let's have a great day. I'll see you guys back in tomorrow morning. Let's hopefully hit this parlay giveaway. See you guys then. Peace out.